So, I found out about this scene recently from one of my wonderful commenters and had to check it out. I have let Astarion kill me before, but I don't usually make a habit of doing it, mostly because I hate how the blood just stays there forever, and it makes me feel kinda icky knowing that, he killed me and then we just went on like normal. But that's exactly how you get this new scene. Just let Astarion accidentally kill you during the Bite Night interaction. You can do this by failing your rolls, or just continue to let him feast without telling him to stop. You'll have to have another party member resurrect you with a scroll, but once you do so, you can confront Astarion about the whole ordeal, and there is some good stuff in here that's highly entertaining. I recorded a couple of the options so you could take a look at them. Here goes with the first set.
You're here? Thank goodness. I was worried about you. You looked a little ill last night, but you've certainly recovered. God damn it! I understand you're upset, but let's not get carried away. Thank goodness for that. And I do apologize for last night. I may have gotten a little, overexcited. What do you say? Can we let bygones be bygones? That's the spirit. A team once again. Now, was there anything else?
I love how he is just completely confused about how you're actually alive and then turns it into being worried about you, like he's some dutiful friend when he's the one that killed you. He even talks about you looking sick last night as if maybe you'd forget that he drank your blood. The choice to punch him was too good to pass up. I had to do it. I mean, he killed me, so it's only fair, right? I also love how he acts all indignant about the whole thing. Like, let's be civilized about this, shall we? My druid definitely felt better after punching him too, but was still a little peeved. Astarion then apologizes for what he did, which was nice, but I would have liked to see him at least pretend to be a little more sincere in the way he delivered the apology. He seems a little flagrant, like, oh well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. The tone in which he said overexcited just kinda got on my nerves. I mean, I think his words were the exact truth, and as we found out from the confession about Cazador making him eat rats, it's likely he didn't have very good control over feeding off of a real person. It's very likely it was a big accident, but I would have liked to see him be more affected by it, Like, oh my god, I didn't mean to do it, are you okay? Instead, the whole thing is brushed over like it's some joke. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the humor of it, and to be fair, I did punch him and tell him that I felt better. So maybe he figured he didn't have to grovel. But at the same time, it just feels like we're accepting his crappy behavior and letting him off with a slap on the wrist. It doesn't do much to make you feel closer to him. If anything, it makes him feel less trustworthy. Believe me, I know that part of this crappy behavior is just who Astarion is in the beginning. He has been through hell and been around some rather unsavory characters. He doesn't trust you, and at this point, he's probably partially worried that you're going to try and kill him for what he did. And maybe he's too nervous and awkward about what happened to act any other way. Still, I would have liked to see him with even a hint of real remorse and less self-preservation and snark. I'm getting carried away though. There's actually another recording here, and maybe that one will be a little better?
Killed feels like a strong word. Not many corpses have your vigor. Now, I admit I got carried away last night. I apologize. But look at you now, perfectly healthy. So let's not fall out over this. We still need each other, after all. A strong, well-fed vampire? I'm a powerful weapon. You'd be a fool to toss me aside now. Anyway, last night was an aberration. It will never happen again. What do you say? Can we let bygones be bygone? No innocence. You have my word. Only villains that we need to kill anyway. After all, you know what I am now. I can fight with all my weapons, teeth included. And if I happen to drain the occasional bandit during a fight, what's the harm? They're just as dead. As am I. I'm starting to feel a little peckish already.
So instead of punching him, I called him out on not being sick and said that he killed me. He starts off trying to downplay your death, which really seems to piss Tav off. And I don't blame her, but this version of the apology seems a little more sincere as he fluctuates between humor and a more serious tone. When he says the words carried away, he does actually look a bit upset. And he apologizes with a bow. He then goes right back into making light of things before asking you not to leave him over it, saying that you both still need each other in a very serious tone. I chose to make him squirm a bit more, asking why I should keep him around. His only reasoning was that he's a powerful weapon and that you could use his strength for what comes ahead. I won't deny, I would have liked to see him play on my heartstrings a bit more. Maybe a little flirt here would have been nice, since he was already being rather snarky. But it also would have been nice to hear him say something along the lines of keeping him around for his company and friendship. At this point in the game, though, he probably doesn't know that you would even care about those things. Maybe to him, that's the only thing that he has to offer you. He gets a little more thoughtful as he adds in the last bit of the conversation, telling you that it was a weird occurrence that won't happen again. And this is the more sincere apology I was looking for. Even if he doesn't fully mean it, which we can't possibly know for now, he's at least playing the part of trying to appear like he means it. It's interesting that this choice actually leads into the conversation about allowing him to bite bad guys too, and it feels pretty appropriate here, and overall it makes the scene work better. The prior one just makes me feel like he doesn't give a damn at all about what happened, when it seems like most of his other scenes are presenting him in a more caring light, like the Necromancy of Thay scene, for instance, where he refuses to even consider killing you or the party, sans Shadowheart. Now, if you decide that you just don't want to hang around with some guy that killed you and then made a joke about it, well, then you can just ask him to leave. But be warned, he's not going to make it easy.
You can't be serious. You'd cast me out over this. Think of what you're losing. Now that I'm well fed, I'm more capable than ever. Fine. See how far you get without me.
I think it's funny that out of all the party members I've had these sorts of get lost altercations with, that Astarion is the first one to actually fight to stay. When I told Gale I wouldn't accept his weird Netherese chesty orb and asked him to leave, he just left, not even a single bit of fight, and that was after we slept together too. Astarion seems pretty hellbent on staying though, as I think he sees your little party as a sort of solace, and is more attached than he'd probably like to admit. I felt so bad telling him to get lost though, but I had to see what he'd say. Sometimes seeing their reaction when they have to leave tells you a lot about them as characters. So what do you guys think? I think the first set of choices is pretty awful. The whole scene feels short and kind of callous. It makes me a little mad with Astarion too, but the second set of choices comes off feeling a lot more considerate. I feel as though we've actually resolved the situation a bit more. Although, I've gotta say, I really loved the idea of punching him for it. I just thought it was funny to be able to pop him one for acting like it was no big deal to kill me. But I would have liked to see his responses be a little more sincere afterwards, maybe a little bit more kissing up. I guess he really doesn't like getting hit, huh? How did you guys navigate this conversation? I'm curious to know if other people felt like he was joking around a bit too much. I guess it's funny when he's picking on someone else's misfortune, but it's not cool when he's killing you and then laughing about it. It made me feel a little huffy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I also wanted to make a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. If any of you would like to join the family, you can click my Patreon link in the info section below. Every little bit helps, and you'll get access to more updates as well as unfiltered content. See you guys later!